Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Banya podcast. We experienced some technical difficulties. At about 20 minutes in, we lost Mateus's mic. You can still hear his voice being picked up by Luke's mic, but it is a little bit quieter, so please bear with us as we experience some growing pains with a new podcast. It was a great conversation, and we didn't want to not release this as Mateus had amazing things to say, and we will definitely be having him back on. But we did experience a little bit of technical difficulties. So thank you for all of the love and support. We appreciate every single one of you for sticking with us. Enjoy.
Let him make it.
All right, do a test in the mic.
Test.
Can you hear yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, sound good. All right, let's do this.
Do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Banya, episode 6 or 7. Who's counting? Can't keep up anymore. Done too many. Today in the Banya, our guest is Mateus. Help me say your last name again.
Azancot.
Mateus is a black belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artist. Where did you get your black belt from?
I got my black belt from Kickin.
Oh, okay.
Since
Awesome.
2021.
So Kishino's out in Goodyear, killer program out there. He's a killer. It was fun watching him tear up Vegas. How did he do? He just had the crown. Right?
Yeah.
How did he do?
He was the only one not getting submit by the winner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Diego Pato, his name. So I think he's the guy to beat nowadays on the light featherweight division.
Gotcha.
So he's in the top level right now.
Nice.
So from 3 matches, I think it was, Kickin was the only one not getting subbed, and it was a nice battle to watch.
Yeah. Points obviously, but do you remember the
I think
score?
it was 6-4.
Oh
maybe?
shoot,
Yeah,
dude,
it was,
that's
really close.
super close in jiu-jitsu. Yeah, that's one sweep away. Yeah.
Just there, if you sweep, you have it, So
Right.
it was close the whole time.
Nice. So yeah, something we're trying to do. So the guest in the banya, they get to hit the rocks with the water. So
That's sorry to
No, you're good.
interrupt you, but that's something that I was always curious about, because you always explain to me how the sauna works, how you did it when the Russian sauna.
right.
Stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
But I could never picture it in my mind. I always tried to, but I could never.
Yeah.
So how does that actually work?
Yeah, so the saunas at gyms and stuff, they're mostly electric, and they don't want people, for various reasons, dumping water on them, there's safety issues, and then also it gets it really hot, and not everybody enjoys that,
Yeah.
so they're doing their thing there. The nice thing with, obviously we own our own sauna here, and it's a wood-fired, so there's no electrical safety issues with getting super wet in here. And yeah, so you dump the water on the rock, it bumps the humidity up, and you get a instant burn, it gets really hot really quick. It doesn't really push the temperature. The only way to get the temp up in here is just time. So getting a nice solid fire going, and then over time it'll get, we'll crack 200 no problem. Today we won't, I don't like doing it during the podcast. It's not super conducive to a good conversation,
That's gonna be a challenge.
Right, for sure. So yeah, here goes Mateus. The other thing is, when the water hits the rocks, there's something with the humidity and the heat messes with the microphone, so we kind of just take a pause and we don't really talk much during that part. So yeah, hit us, man. Get some water. Oh no, that's perfect. Yeah, that's good. We don't want to get too crazy. Yeah, we gotta stay in it. So what's the temperature right there, Mateus?
110.
110? That's it? No, that's.
Isn't that over here?
Oh no, you're right. It is only 110. Yeah. So we just got the fire started 10 minutes ago, so it'll get cooking. That's a good place to start. Usually 150 is a good temp to just roll on. So
I used to do with Joe, Drew, and I think over there used to get 180s,
and
I was maybe able to save 20 minutes.
Yep.
So
and that's tough. Yeah, 180 20 minutes is hard. Yeah. The very first podcast that I ever did was with RB, and I didn't record it. I messed up. But we did 40 minutes solid at 180.
Oh
just
man.
because it was super late. He came over like really late, and we were both kind of just like, I don't know, just feeling it. And like the talking part actually helps you take your mind off the suck, right, of
Yeah.
the sauna. So it's super helpful.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, what happened that you guys didn't like record it?
It was literally the first one I ever did, and I just I thought that the computer would it connects to this machine via Bluetooth, and I thought it was just recording, but it was recording from the computer, which was outside of the sauna. So like all that it was just white
just
noise.
Didn't get anything.
Correct. Yeah. So that sucked, but it's all good. We're gonna actually do our B today, make up for it. So be fun. But yeah, let's jump into you, dude. So Killer Jiu-Jitsu, you're from Brazil. Give us that story, like how you got here to Arizona, and what you've done in your jiu-jitsu.
So I never started jiu-jitsu until like my 17th. So I like growing up, I always did a lot of stuff. Like I started with judo, then I did soccer. So I was kind of like jumping around like a bunch of things. But I knew I was gonna do something with martial arts or like just sports in general, because I was really passionate about it. So it was soccer, like I said, judo, soccer, taekwondo, Muay Thai, capoeira, which is a Brazilian martial art. And then like when I was 17, I met two people that I had a friend already that used to train. He was a white belt at the time. He used to invite me every time. His nickname is Dudu Eduardo. His name. He used to always talk about it. Like damn, like that's something really cool about it. So I might try it maybe one day. And he was yeah, let's do it. And then I don't know where my stepdad at the time he was like, hey, how come you never tried like to do jiu-jitsu? I was like, I don't know, like I would. And then like a couple days after, hey, like Dudu, can I come with you and check it out how jiu-jitsu is?
Sorry, real quick. That's a super unfortunate nickname in the U.S. Dudu.
Dudu. Oh,
yeah.
I just noticed that.
That doesn't work. But yeah, no. Sorry, keep going.
No, that was a good point right there because I didn't know notice. But I came with him. Like I was just like Nancy. I was just sitting on the sidelines, just staying on the bench, and the professor right away says, "Hey, like, what are you doing over there? You're not gonna be there. Just come join us and see how you're gonna feel about it." And then I tried, and I just fell in love with it. So different than anything else that I've done before.
Yeah,
it was just like instant love.
Yeah, I same thing, and I don't know if it's because I like wrestling and I always did that my whole life, but like I've fallen in love with jiu-jitsu. And I know everybody else in there has too. I think it's like the only sport that like people have this weird addiction to.
Yeah.
Like everything else, it's kind of like guys will play pickup ball. I don't think people get obsessed with those other sports the way that people do with jiu-jitsu. It's just it hits all the things you need. Like
I see people getting like addicted to like watching football or watching like soccer.
Right.
So like they're fanatics about it, but they don't actually play the sport.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that's like a different type of addiction there. But like jiu-jitsu, there's nothing like that.
Yeah, for sure. So you started in Brazil. You were about 17, right?
I was about 17. 17.
How old are you right now?
27.
You're 27. Okay.
That's my 10th year doing jiu-jitsu
Mm-hmm.
now. And so since that, I just started training. With 2 months in, I was like, hey, can I compete? To my professor at the time. Unfortunately, he passed in 2022. I didn't have the chance to like talk to him when it happened.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, yeah, come on, let's do it. Just go for it. And I remember like I invited all my friends. I invited like all my close friends. Like, hey, come on, I'm gonna fight. Let's come watch me.
Right.
And then I just got destroyed. I lost like 6-2 maybe.
Oh, that's not destroyed.
I mean, it was kind of bad, but I was able to hang, and I was so devastated, and I was crying. Like everybody was just like laughing at me. Come on, stop crying. It's okay. It's just the first tournament.
Right.
And I was like, after that, I was like, hey, I'm not gonna just keep losing like that. I wanna get better. I wanna keep doing it. That's not gonna finish like that. And then a couple months after, I was already doing my second one, and I won the second one 2 fights, 2 submissions, and then I did a third one, 2 fights, 2 submissions, and then right away, like that was like 6 months in, 7 months in, and my professor already gave me my blue belt. So I was in love with it.
Yeah.
And I was traveling everywhere. Like he would come with me, and we take road trips like 16 hours, like to another state, just to like do those tournaments. But it got to a point that I was the only one focused like on tournaments over there.
Right.
And when you wanna go to that path, like if you're only doing for hobby, like you don't not gonna care so much about like how can I say,
The competition
Yeah.
aspect of it. Yeah.
exactly. So I started caring a lot about it, and then I saw this friend. She's actually in Washington now. We came together.
DC or the state?
This state, yeah, Washington State. She came. She was competing a lot. She was winning everything in Rio. Her name is Andresa, and I was like, damn, I want to train at her gym, like which was Ares. I was like, damn, I wanna go there. And then I talked to them. She had also a friend called Daniel, his name, and he used to train at my old gym too. So he kind of like made the connection. He hooked me up.
Hey,
And-
sorry, 1 second. Co-host Dana Lundquist was just calling. Let's see. Might have been my kid's got his phone. That reminds me, I should have told everybody. Dana's unwell today.
Unfortunately,
Dana,
Live here, folks.
Dana, we got you live on the podcast here. So yeah, I was just telling everybody, all 20 of our listeners, that Dana's out today because he's sick. So he'll be back on the next one.
I just wanted to check in with everybody, tell everybody hello on the podcast. Not feeling well, but doing what I can on the technical side to keep things rolling.
Beautiful. Yeah, no, we appreciate you setting us up. Yeah, he's got us. We're trying more video options right now, so continuing down that path. Haven't fallen in love with anything yet, but we'll figure it out. So.
All right, we'll keep on rolling.
All right, dude. Talk to you later.
like, he's not here physically like, doing the podcast like inside the sauna, but
Yeah.
he's doing the back job, but like what's supposed to be doing to make the podcast work right.
Yeah, I didn't even realize I had my phone in here. It's gonna get cooked.
Oh,
Throw it on the floor. Hopefully it does okay.
that's something I never understood doing the sauna at the gym. Like people would come with the beats on and like smart watch. I was like, damn, like I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, for sure. No, they get fried. Like my phone will usually only last like 10 minutes in here if I've got it.
Yeah.
I think 120 is the point where electronics start to kind of fry, from what I've read.
And now we're already at like 130.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Let's get back on track. So we're in Brazil. You're kind of getting to the point where your teammates are kind of just not as serious as you.
Yeah.
So what do we do
and that's
now?
when I met Andresa, her name, and I started like kind of like cross training with Ares.
Mm-hmm.
And then I met Alan, which he is my professor in Brazil, the head coach from Ares Copacabana. And I talked to him, hey, like that's my goal. I can't afford like paying the membership over here, but I have the dream to become world champion, to become a black belt, and just make it happen. He just like, hey, I got you. Like, just come here, help me out with like cleaning the gym, just
Nice.
and like
Yeah.
just like simple stuff like that. And like yeah, like I got you. I'll do it as long as I'm able to train with you and your competitors, because he had a big team competing.
Right.
Like training for tournaments and everything, and that's when like I started like really focusing, and I was already getting out of high school at the time, and I didn't know what to do in college. My mom was always like really supportive, like from everything that I did,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, "Hey, like, come on, what you gonna do in college?" I was like, "I don't know, mom. Like, I'm."
Do they have jiu-jitsu in college?
No, they don't.
Oh, what
They
the
don't.
heck?
And like, I
Figured
was
if anybody did, it'd be Brazil.
yeah, for
Yeah.
real. Hopefully one day.
Yeah.
But like, I just didn't know, and I asked her, "Hey, is it okay if I take a year break before getting to college? Because I was already competing, I was already training.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay if I take a little break so I can just focus on that?" And she was like, "Yeah." And then like, the moment she said yes, I was like living in the gym like 24/7. I would get at the gym maybe like 8, 9 in the morning. I would have a private with this guy named Billy, and then I would train at 12. No, train at 2. Sorry. So I'll have like a little break in between classes,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll train at 2, and then again at 7 p.m. And then I'll just like sleep on the side of the gym right there, just like in the
Yeah.
little corner.
Do it again.
Do it again. Like
So were you mostly at that time just super focused on jiu-jitsu and not like the lifting and running and all
Yeah.
that stuff? Yeah.
I was doing the lifting. His name is Marcus. He's like he guided me to like all through my physical journey, my preparation journey. He was like a blessing in my life. Like unfortunately, since the distance is kind of hard to like still do the same job.
Yeah.
But he was incredible. Like he got me to like in a different level, and he got me to like a really good place. And then from there I was just like focusing on my strength and conditioning, but mostly jiu-jitsu, training twice, 3 times a day for about a year. So I think I started at Ares in September, and then I had a talk with my professor. Hey, like I want to go to Europe to compete Europeans. That was actually my first dream. Hey, is it good to take it off?
Yeah, for sure.
That was actually my first dream because it's kind of falling, and I have to kind of
Yeah,
adjusting every time.
Yeah, we're sweating now, folks. We got the beads rolling.
So my dream was to go to Europeans actually.
Mm-hmm.
Because I knew how hard it was to come here. Because of the visa and everything, taking my passport, and I didn't have any of it. I mean, I had my passport, I think, but not visa or anything to come to the U.S. And then I was like, hey, like I want to go to Europeans. That was 2017, the end of 2017 to 2018. And he was like, let me think about it. Let me see what I can do, and then we talk about it after. And like a week after, he was like, hey, I talked to Kickin and Samir. Why don't you go to the U.S. instead of going to Europeans, instead of going to Europe? Because with the money that you're gonna spend going there, which is really expensive to go to Europe from Brazil, you're gonna spend the same amount of money to stay there for like 6 months and compete pans and worlds.
Right.
And I was like, can I? I was like, yeah, like I'll do it. And he was like, yeah, just go there, do your best, and train as much as you can to make it work. And like,
what belt level were you at when
I was
you
a blue belt.
blue belt? Oh, really? That's awesome.
I was a blue belt only.
Yeah.
A blue belt, a kid with a dream, and that's it. And then like we had to talk maybe in December of 2017. January came, February. So Pans is in March, right? And I had my visa appointment for February or something like that. And the first time I got my visa denied, and I was like, oh my god, like what am I gonna do right now? Like I already have my tickets for like 2 weeks from now. I already have everything planned out. Like, whoa, what am I gonna do? And then like I got back home and like I set up another appointment. At the time, it was really fast to set up an appointment. Nowadays, if you try to, it's like maybe a year.
Right.
Set up the appointment.
Yeah.
And like that's like a week after I was already back there in the council. And fortunately, I got the visa approved. And then a week after that, I was already coming to the U.S.
Dude, I've heard that it's literally just about who you get in front of.
Yeah.
And what like mood they're in.
Yeah.
You know?
I always heard that too. So
yeah.
I kind of believe on it. So
I mean, because at a certain point, it has to be arbitrary. Like I'm sure there's a ton of people that are qualified enough to get a visa, but they just I don't know. They're like holding back X amount of numbers. So you just got to catch somebody that had a good breakfast and their tummy doesn't hurt. You know.
They in a good day.
Right. Exactly. So. Well, that's cool. So you got cleared there, and then you made it to that tournament.
Yeah, I made it to Pans. That was my first Pans. And I remember I didn't know I had no English. I had English in school, but it was not the same thing.
Well, a lot of Americans can connect to you on that. It was like we were like forced to take a foreign language. Most people took Spanish, and they retained nothing from it. You know, it was just like just checking a box. Basically.
That's literally what it is. I was just checking the box and making sure I was going through that year with not like having to do it again. So that's exactly what happened. And I came here. I like to think and I like to say that God, I didn't have so much faith at the time, but I like to think now, I have my faith. God puts the right people in the right time and the right moment for me.
Yep.
Because I remember getting to San Francisco, not knowing any English, and then like Kickin was gonna pick me in Livermore, which by driving it's like 2 hours maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to take a board. It was right at the San Francisco airport.
Yeah.
It's inside of the
Yeah.
airport.
BART, yeah, that's for people that don't know, that's the name for their transit system, the train.
And then I had to take that to go to Livermore. And then I found, like, I was looking at the map, and I saw, like, a bunch of different names. I was like, man, I don't know I don't know what's happening.
Uh-huh.
And then I found, like, another place, like, all the way up north. And it was, like, the wrong place. So I was in the train for, like, 2 hours. I exited the train, like, the BART. And then I see, like, it doesn't look like the place I'm supposed to be at.
Oh, no.
And, like, Kickin was already waiting for me. Like, maybe, let's say I got to the airport at 10 a.m. And I was supposed to be there, like, at 1 p.m.
Yeah.
And then at 1 p.m. I was, like, in a different, like, totally different place.
Oh,
I waited
Lord.
for Livermore.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
rough.
I was trying to talk to this lady, not knowing English. I was, like,
Mhm.
maybe, like, just mimicking, like,
Yep.
I'm lost. I'm trying to say I'm lost. How do I get to this place? And she told me, like, she understood me. We made it work. And she told me, hey, like, you gotta take this, take that, and, like, you're gonna get there. But it's gonna take you, like, 3-4 hours to get there.
Right.
I was
Dang,
like,
dude, that's
"Dang,
rough.
Yeah.
Welcome to America.
And I just know that I got to Livermore, like, at 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it was getting dark already. And I exited the bar, and it was at the street already. And it was the Girl Scouts cookies time already. Girls already selling
Yeah.
on the outside. And they noticed that I was kind of lost, and that I had my luggage with me. And I was just like, what is, they can't talk to me. Like, hey, do you need some help? I can't understand what you're
Yeah.
saying. Hey. He was like, yeah, like, you're gonna use the cell phone. Do you need something? I'm like, hey, can I use your cell phone? Just like trying to talk to them like that.
Right. Yeah.
And then I had Kishin's number, had everything, because I didn't have internet at the time too, because I had no SIM card or
Mm-hmm.
anything from the U.S.
Yeah, you weren't set up to communicate.
And then they let me use it. So they actually there with me the whole time until Kishin got there. They were just waiting with me. Like, they were done already selling the cookies.
Yeah.
Like the mom, like $3 maybe.
Right.
And they were like
That's nice,
selling
man.
cookies and just waiting with me for Kishin. And then when I saw Kishin, I was like, thank
Yeah.
you.
I'm good.
I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm safe. And then he took me to Chipotle the first time.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
first time eating like a American Mexican food.
Right.
Like we don't have spicy food in Brazil. We already talked about it. And I didn't have like in 20 years of my life I never had spicy food.
Mm.
And then I was eating my burrito at Chipotle. And I was
Needed a bathroom break in between.
Yeah, I could not eat it. I had like 3 bites of it. I'm like, Kishin, I think I'm gonna save it for later. So I'm not hungry right now. I'm gonna save it for later because I could not eat.
Yeah, that's.
I think he noticed. He knew that I couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
It was just like so much fun. Like I said, God just put the right people in the right time.
Yeah.
You could do it.
Speaking about time and everything in my life, like I'm trying to avoid even on like tiny levels, like your burrito, like, you know, it being too spicy, and like you didn't want to tell Kishino for whatever reason, right?
Yeah.
Like a little bit of embarrassment, or like, you know, he maybe bought you it
Yeah,
or whatever.
He paid it for it.
Yeah, but so I'm at this, and it's hard to do when you're young and find this, but like I'm opening up to like everybody in my life at this point, and it's been awesome. Just like, it doesn't help to like bury anything like that and like make up some bullshit excuse. It's kind of just like, this isn't working for me, you know, and like down to the, you know, on important things it works, and it works down to like levels of like your burrito, you know, Casino's not gonna. You know, yeah, exactly. Why? Just, you know, be like, dude, I can't handle spice. This is, you know, this is killing me.
But
you know,
that's actually a good point that you're saying right now, because that's how I grew up. Like, I would just internalize things. I don't like this. But I'd rather like take it for me. Like, I can deal with that on my own than like having to tell you.
Oh,
and maybe you feel like some type of way.
Dude, right there with you, but it really does. It does the opposite. You know. Yeah. Like, if you're unhappy, and like, then the only way to make people around you happy is if you're happy, right? It's the whole airplane, you know, you got to throw your oxygen mask on first and then start taking care of people, you know? So that's something that I've recently learned, and it's been a game changer for me.
That's something I never heard. Like, you know, I like that. You gotta make sure you help yourself first before you are able to help. Yeah,
you just got to get yourself happy, and like, you know, burying stuff, and, you know, whatever that creates in your mind between you and that person, if it's even if it's not like a bad relationship, like it's still something that's in there. But like as soon as you air that out and just like, this is how I feel about it, and still love you. But
how long did it take you to actually to learn that?
it just happened recently. But maybe like a couple months ago in like a really impactful way. Where and then I was scared at first to start implementing it, and I started with my customers, right? Not like my loved ones, which was easier to do. But that's still nerve wracking for me because like they're that's how that's revenue, and so but it's crazy like the conversation in your head like before I committed to doing this, I would assume that they would get so mad and like leave us or something crazy like that. But like I literally had a guy in the other day, and I love the dude, but I was just like, look, there's certain things you're doing that are not good for our company, and it might even be better if you left. But I don't, I'm not kicking you out. I don't want to, but I just need you to know this. And he has to do those things at the moment, for X, Y, and Z, like important reasons. But I'm hoping that me just being more open to him, he will one day hit the point where he can stop doing those things, and it won't be a stress on us. But it already feels better. Like even my crew, like they were open to the conversation too, and it was just like, hey, let's just air this out real quick. Like this sucks for us. So if you can change anything, it'd be awesome.
That's something awesome. So it gives me hope too because like, it shows that I still have time to get there.
Oh, for sure, dude. So long. I mean, you're 27, you said? Yeah.
I started doing therapy like on pandemic 2020.
Uh-huh.
So for almost 4 years then.
Specifically for training or like some stuff you're dealing with, like PT, like trauma type stuff?
Especially for training. It was specific
right.
for training. But then after that was like much more like it involves your whole life. Right?
Yeah, it opens up a door, right, that you didn't even realize. Like, oh, that was kind of an issue.
And you have to like it just hits you. Like you gotta start dealing with those stuff, and you gotta like I said, you have to have honest talks, not just with other people, but also with yourself, which is like even harder.
Right, like, for sure, dude.
So it took me a lot of time. It's taking me a lot of time, but I am on a good path too. And then it's funny because you start doing that with like teamwork stuff like that. Like team workers, not like loved ones. For me, it was like actually the opposite.
Oh yeah.
I did that with the loved one the person that I was in a relationship with at the time.
Right. And I'll say this, I did that by accident. So, if you come to this, anybody who's listening and you're trying this stuff out, like I did it the right way, but it wasn't intentional. It happened that way. And then like even with like my wife and my kids, like I'm doing a lot better. Like it was all good anyways, but it's next level now. It's crazy. Like the old Michael Scott from The Office, like, oh, I think I'd say I got an A+, but I forgot about A+++. Like that's there too. So like it's cool to like improve something that you didn't even think needed to be improved. That was wild to me. And then let alone if you actually do have like some issues that truly need to be addressed like that, just opening yourself up and knowing that people will understand that about you, and it's not going to be as bad as you think in your head.
And that's the most important thing I learned with therapy, and now like learning with you too. Like once I started like actually saying how I feel and what I think about stuff. Just the way they see me, it just changed. Like
dude,
they used to see me I used to see myself as a little kid until like I don't know 2 months ago. And then like now like doing that, people are like, oh.
Heck yeah.
He's growing, and I feel like I'm growing too. So.
Right. Yeah, you become an adult.
So if you're struggling with that too out there, make sure you do that because it's game changing.
For sure. All right, let's go jump in the cold plunge. We'll be right back, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back.
Let's make it.
We needed that Banya. Joining us is Everett and Cora Manuel, my number 1 and 3 children. They'll be politely, quietly sitting with us here. We'll see. So where were we, Mateus? We're going through your story. We got sidetracked with some mental game stuff. So you get to the U.S. You're with Kickin. He buys you a spicy burrito. Boom. Where are we at now?
And then like that was the night already, so he just took me to. I was at Samir's house for a week. When
He's
I got
the
there.
founder of Ares, right?
Yeah, Kickin, Samir, and Milton.
Okay, so three guys
Yeah.
started it. Got it. Okay.
So I was with Kickin and Samir at the time. So Kickin dropped me off at Samir's house, and I was there for like a week. Maybe.
Are they all three Brazilian?
They're all
Okay.
Yeah. So they helped me out a lot with like just giving me a place, just like a roof over my head for like a week to stay there. Him and his wife at times just like took me in as part of the family, and they gave me everything. They fed me. They gave me like clean clothes and just everything that you could ask for.
Yeah.
Right. And then I remember the week I got here, so I probably got here on like a Sunday, and then that week off was like preparation for PANS already, which was on a Thursday. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday I didn't train, but Monday, Tuesday I trained, and that was the first time I met Kevin Carrasco, my teammate, became my best friend, my roommate, and like I learned so much with this guy. So I trained with him the first time. I'm like, then okay, let me show how a real Brazilian does jiu-jitsu.
Where's Kevin from?
He's from Sacramento.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm kind of near where I am from, actually.
And I was like, in my head, I was like, yeah, let me show how we do jiu-jitsu.
I haven't met Kevin, have I?
I don't think so. I want to bring him one day to our morning class so you guys can have the experience.
Yeah, cool.
I had the mentality, and like after 5 minutes, he just whooped my ass. He just like, sorry for the
no, you're good.
He just whooped me. I'm like, damn, like I'm terrible at jiu-jitsu. Like, what am I doing wrong? So he just like handled me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, now I have a lot to like to improve, and I have to get better. And I just got obsessed with it. We went to PANS together, me and him, and a couple of his buddies. Like I said, I didn't know any English. Then he was the one that actually, him and Natalia.
So does he live? He lives here in Arizona, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
We came together to Arizona.
Gotcha. So you were just in California for like a week, and then you came over here.
No. I was in California for like over a year. Maybe?
Oh, okay.
Because I got here.
But you met Kevin in California.
Yeah.
Okay.
In California. Because I was in California from 2018 to the middle of 2019.
Oh, okay.
So that was a time frame in California, Modesto to Arizona.
You were in Modesto?
Yeah.
Got a bunch of family there.
Oh,
Shout out Modesto crew.
Yeah, I had fun there, but it was a hard life. Yeah, it was a hard life because living in the gym is something hard. Like sharing like this, like imagine like this space where you're on the sauna. With one bed, and then we have a fridge, microwave, and a little rack room, like just to put our stuff in there.
Right.
For 6 people.
Yeah, that's rough.
So it was like 1.5 just like me sleeping on the floor, and then 2 guys would share the bed, and then another guy was sleeping on my foot, on my feet, and then another guy was on the changing room. So she was like, I don't even know if I can share all of this.
No, yeah.
Kickin, in trouble. Sorry, Kickin.
Hey, dude, like making people's lives better, and like I'm sure like they're looking at it like bringing more people up from Brazil, and it's hard down there, right? And yeah, it's gonna suck for a little bit, like sleeping in a closet for a bit, but it's worth it, right?
It is worth it. I would do it again. And I know all the guys that were there with me, they would do it again. They're still here nowadays.
Right. Yeah. Well, there you go. Thank you.
Thank you,
shoving you in a closet.
Thank you. And I got here like a week before PANS, and I went there. I was like a light feather. At the time, I was weighing like 130 pounds. Russo weight is 127 with the gi on. I was 130 with the gi on. And then light feather is 141 with the gi on. Right? So I was right there to Russo weight. I could just cut it down. Right?
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I don't want to cut weight now. And I just fought as a light feather. And I just remember, I can't hear Samir's voice in my mind. Hey, like, don't leave anything behind. Don't wait for the next match. Just go for it. And like I took it for granted. Like I was like, okay, let's do it. And then 3 matches was just like that. Like just me, like no thinking about anything but that moment right there, just that match. And I just made it to like quarterfinals. And I remember the quarterfinals to the semis. It was like a tough match.
And this is at what belt?
Blue belt.
Blue belt.
Belt. So it was just one more match to make the 3rd place on my first big tournament in the U.S.
Yeah.
And I ended up like falling short, which is
yeah, it got you even more encouragement, right?
Yeah.
Like you already love the sport, and then you got a little spark from that. What's up, Cora?
Oh, definitely.
Cora, would you like to ask Mateus one question? You gotta speak into the microphone.
What day did you come to Arizona?
To Arizona, I think it was August 1st in 2019. I know it was the beginning of August.
So it was California, Arizona. What was the decision in that? You know?
Yeah, I think Kickin got the offer from Warren, his business partner right now, in Goodyear, that they're like all set to come, and I was like, damn, like I love Samir, but I really connected with Kickin like, in a different level.
Samir's a lot older, right?
No,
no?
I think he's a little older, but I think about the same age.
Okay, I don't know why. In my head, I imagined him as like like maybe like late 60s.
Oh no,
yeah.
I think like what do you make like early.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know where I got that from.
And I love Samir,
Oh, yeah.
but I do want to go fishing because I always see him as an example. Like, hey, like that's the guy I want to.
Yeah, that's who you want to be.
Yeah, exactly.
In jiu-jitsu.
Exactly.
Hit us with the temperature. What are we at?
160. 160 right now.
In between 160, or it's at 160 straight.
I think
Nice.
it's about 160. Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's
cool.
right in between 150.
Yeah.
and 170.
See this, this starts to you feel it. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is the good
That's
temper.
why we need that break.
Yeah, so let's do a last little push. I'll just let everybody know we're definitely gonna have Mateus back in. We got
a lot to talk to.
Yeah, we could talk to him all day, every day. Amazing human being, everybody's favorite. That knows him for sure. And I should say, super good coach. He's my coach. He teaches me Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at the 6 a.m. class at Ares PV. And just a killer at jiu-jitsu and life, man. He's awesome, dude, and his technique is insanely good.
Thank you for the word.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, hit us with one more steam, and then you close it out, man. Whatever you want to say. Oh, yeah, you feel that, dude? You can just dump them on there. Yeah, it doesn't need to be, like, super easy on it. Right?
I feel it.
Yeah, it almost chokes you, yeah.
The first one didn't feel as much, but this one, oh, man.
Yeah.
I like it. So, like, just finish up, like, some words.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say, like, from a kid that never had a dream to, like, even leave Brazil, I always had, like, small thoughts, like, I'm gonna stay here for my whole time. I have really good friends. I have really good friends in Brazil from where I'm from, and we grew up in the same exact space.
Uh-huh.
And I knew if I was there, I was probably still in the same place, doing the same things, probably having a job.
Yeah.
But I'll be doing the same things on the weekends, So, from a big town boy, not having a dream, coming to, like, a smaller town, which is Modesto, with just, like, new dreams and, like, nothing to, like, literally nothing, no family, no friends, to meet new people over here. I'd say just keep chasing your dreams, like, even if it gets hard, because it will get hard. Trust me, like, even nowadays at the black belt, tough things are gonna come, but I'd say, like, it's worth it.
For sure.
It takes a time. It takes a long time, but that's something I heard today. When it happens, because it is gonna happen, I'm not even gonna think about the time that it took to actually get there.
Right. Yeah. And I'm super. Okay, Corey, can you be quiet? I'm super aware of that right now, and I think I'm lucky in that camp because I'm enjoying the moment with in my training. I'm a blue belt, and I'm not like I hear that all the time from black belts, right? They're like, oh man, the times we had, when we were coming up and stuff, like they're special times, and for me they're right now.
And I think you understand a lot too because of wrestling, so you had that background, so it's kind of easy how you.
Yeah, well, for sure. I that's been beaten out of me a little bit, right? A lot of the competitive part of it, but for sure. But the difference too, like when you're doing wrestling, like it was full-time job. You're training and you're in school, and two of the hardest things you can do, right? Academics and wrestling. And so you don't have time to step back and think about a lot of that kind of stuff. And me as a 30 6-year-old, casual jiu-jitsu guy, I have that benefit to, like, it's not a pressure on me, so it's easy for me to think like that, I guess. But yeah, definitely just enjoying the slow roll and the belt system. I'm in no hurry to be anywhere.
I understand you because, like you said, having it as a profession, even though that's something I love doing, I love teaching, I love training, but when you do that for work, at some point it's gonna get tiring, it's gonna get interesting, and then you just have to learn how to deal with that.
Right. Yeah. No, it's hard to be a coach and a student, but we'll save that for the next time you're on. And then Dana wants to hear about all your competitions, but I'm frying in here, man. I got to get out. So everybody, thank you for listening. Mateus, thank you for coming. Love you, brother.
I love you too, man. And thank you for having me on your podcast, and thank you, everybody.
Absolutely. All right, that's a chop.
Oh, yeah.